It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry Podcast. On this, the 12th day of February 2025, brought to you by Will US, the owner of Scoot Around, and by Chilliescruises. We've got several news stories today, folks. The leading story, hello, Tom. That's hot air Tom waving in the background. The leading story today is a little bit out of order than normal, but it's a bag snatcher. Also, this morning, we got a small fire on a Disney treasure. MSC World America US bound on March 27th. Country music cruise sold out in 4 days. Carnival charging for shuttle service. The Disney Destiny. Outbreak on Rotterdam. Norfolk year-round home port. And lots more here live this morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Today, folks, is National Plum Pudding Day. I mean, I love pudding, but plum pudding's just not up my alley. But some of the ones of you that like it, then go for it. I'll eat every other kind of pudding you can put in front of me, I believe. Today in history, in 1915, ground was broken on the Lincoln Memorial. Of course, I understand now in Washington, people are talking about filling in one of Lincoln's nostrils, adding some orange paint, and renaming it the Trump Memorial. I just made that up before some of you start screaming at me. All right, today, if you're listening via the podcast, you're always welcome here. You can access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and voila, pops the fat travel guy. You can always, any of the big hitters that have podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Pandora, Podchaser, any of them, just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and we're there. Anytime you're listening by the podcast, want to jump over to the video feed, there's always a description, a link in the description of the podcast, so you can do just that. All right, so we're going to start the day off a little bit unusually for normal days. We're going to go over and talk a little bit about the Resilient Lady. The Resilient Lady has a used bag store, like purses, like Louis Vuittons and the previously owned. And they sell used purses. Well, security on the Resilient Lady caught a lady stealing a purse. Then they determined that the same lady was a pier runner from the day before in Tortola when she was late getting back to the ship. They went to the room of this lady, and she confessed to everything. As part of her crime, she removed the barcode that was in the purse, which allowed for the store people to establish the provenance of the bag. Without that, Virgin could not resell it. So the perp was forced to buy the stupid purse that she had stolen for $1,570. Then she was kicked off the ship and had to fly home from Barbados to Canada, another $1,100 or so. It just proves, folks, that crime doesn't pay. All right, so that's my a bit of wisdom for today. All right, we'll be back with a couple news stories after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. A small fire took place in the incinerator room on the Disney Treasure. It was quickly extinguished. Good job by the Treasure crew. This is an update on the MSC Grandiosa cruise sailing from Port Canaveral on February 14, 2026, with stops in Nassau, Ocean Key Marine Reserve, and Puerto Plata. Inside cabins start at $643 per person. Solos start at $933. Just call me 434-258-9264 and join us on MSC Grandiosa. MSC Cruises has confirmed that MSC World America will depart from Saint-Nazaire, France on March 27th, bound for Port Miami in the U.S. This new addition to MSC's LNG World Class Series is designed to accommodate up to 6,774 passengers over 22 decks. Prior to departure, the vessel is scheduled to complete its final sea trials from February 13th to 15th under the command of Captain Dino Sagani. Carnival Cruise Line has begun charging for what was previously a free shuttle service at the cruise port of La Paz in Mexico, a destination occasionally included on Mexican Riviera itineraries. Guests aboard Carnival Panorama have been surprised by the added fee, which was explained in a letter delivered during the sailing. The cost for shuttle service varies by age. Guests ages 13 and older, $10. Ages 6 to 12 years is $8, and guests age 5 and younger are free. The cost is $4 round trip.
Be on one of the first MSC ships to go to Alaska when we sail May 25th, 2026 on the MSC Poesia round trip from Seattle. 7 nights going to Ketchikan, Icy Strait Point, Juneau, and Tracy Arm Fjord, and a stop in Victoria, Canada on the way back to Seattle. Inside cabin start at $849 per person, balcony from $1289 per person. The MSC Poesia going to Alaska. Why not join us? I promise you we'll have a great time. Just call me 434-258-9264 and we'll cruise with Chillie to Alaska.
A second Holland American Line ship has now reported what is believed to be another norovirus outbreak, a number of gastrointestinal illnesses that have popped up on cruise ships so far in 2025. The most recent outbreak has been reported aboard Rotterdam on the current sailing, a 12-night round-trip Panama Canal Sunfair itinerary from Fort Lauderdale. Along the way, however, a total of 119 individuals aboard the ship have now reported symptoms. Of those reports, 107 are among passengers, a total of 4.1% of the 2,614 travelers aboard the ship. The remaining 12 cases reported are among the ship's 969 crew members, a total of 1.2% of the crew currently serving on board the Rotterdam. As Disney's Cruise Line's new ship continues its construction at Meyer Werft Shipyard in Germany, Minnie Mouse has taken a rightful place on the bow, as has been tradition across the cruise line's fleet of 6 ships since the introduction of Disney Magic in 1998. This time, Minnie is draped in a flowing cape to look every bit heroic for the new Disney Destiny's theme, Heroes and Villains. There's no better way to escape the winter blues than a trip to Orlando or Disney World. If you've got a vacation booked in the next few months, you can save big when you rent a scooter, wheelchair, or power chair. Scootaround provides rentals for Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, and a lot more. Orlando Mobility Rentals are 15% off until February 28, 2025. All you have to do is call Scootaround toll-free 1-888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 for the best rate. That's Scootaround in Orlando. There's no better way. So that actually is the portion of today's show. This week. Sometime during the evening last night, we passed the halfway point.
Your sound is wonky.
My sound is wonky. Where?
Really garbled.
Um.
Now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Okay. Hot Air Tom says I was wonky and then I unwonkied. Not sure how that happened. But anyway, so sometime during the evening last night, we passed the halfway point coming across the Atlantic Ocean. We get into Miami Friday morning. No, Saturday morning. Yeah, Saturday morning we get into Miami. And of course, disembark and head for home. It's got some snow. Quite a bit up, from what I understand. So there should be some warmer weather for a couple of days. And it should melt it off before I get there, thank goodness. So anyway, I hope it's completely gone by the time I get there. All right, so that's going to wrap up the news portion of today's show. Let's go see who's in the chat room fussing at me today. Becky Lopez is with us. Says, how are you? We're just fine, Becky. Thank you. James Victor says, hey. Dr. Scott, young officer, you are right. Thank you. Mike's with us. Good morning, Mike. There's Hot Air Tom. He's over here in the room behind me. Hello from the studio on deck 10 of the Norwegian Bliss. There's Gary Older and Dirt. Hey, Gary. Bonnie's with us. Hey, y'all. Always good to have Bonnie. What studio, Tom? It's the studio in cabin 10 of 286. We turned it into a studio to have a place to broadcast from. Katie says, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Bonnie says, hi to Katie. There's Todd. Good morning, Todd. Roger from Jacksonville. Good morning, Roger. Everybody speaking back and forth. There's Steve out in Kentucky. Says, good morning, Chillie and everybody. Looking good, Chillie. Love your rosy cheeks. Yeah, I'm not really sure why, Bonnie. Unless something I ate this morning. I don't know why I'm rosy today. I noticed it, you know. I haven't been out in the sun. I haven't done anything stupid. I haven't drunk any booze today. I've had Diet Cokes. So anyway, little rosy cheeks. Don't mind having a little color for a change. There's Gretchen out in Ohio. Hi, Gretchen. I had to pay £7 for the shuttle in Le Havre. We're going to get into Miami and go over to the train station and ride the train back to Richmond. And we got to do this shuffling my car and so forth, back and forth from Hot Air Tom's house. And then I'll drive home after that. Cindy's with us, says good morning to everybody. Hi, Cindy. Internet is a bit wonky. Yeah, it's been like that almost constantly. As a matter of fact, John has been unable to work at all, and he finally got these people to give him his money back. So he got his money back yesterday, and he was getting a 24-hour a day pass today. He said that was working way better than the stupid system worked. So he's been busy today trying to get caught up on stuff. It's quite warm in South Florida. That's good to hear, Bonnie. I'm ready for some warm weather. I think it's still cold on this ship. Tom runs around in shorts all the time. I don't. Mike says, impressive haircut. Thank you very much, Mike. Yeah, I'm very pleased with it. We can thank Bonnie for the haircut, by the way. This is a Bonnie cut. Kenneth's here. Good morning, Chillie. Your hair looks great. How are you doing? Holding up with the long cruise? Oh, I love the cruise. Excuse me. Now, I'm ready to get home, Kenneth. But no, I've loved every minute of the cruise. Does it feel like a world cruise? You've been gone so long. 6 weeks, a little over that. I'd love to do a world cruise. I'd love to do, some of the legendary things, 74 days. Circumnavigate South America. That I would love to do. But, I don't have the money to do this kind of things. He's probably got a hot date. He's blushing. Yeah, you can take that one to the bank, Kenneth. Me and a hot date, it ain't going to happen. There's Viv. Hi, Viv. 4:15 says hi, Chillie and Thomas. Amy's with us. Good morning, Amy. Cindy said, we like the changes to the Bliss. You like the changes to the Bliss since dry dock. Some yes, some no. I hate that they took the Mexican restaurant out. I really enjoyed that. It just seems like it goes forever. It's just like serve a whole lot more of it. Teppanyaki, I have not been to teppanyaki. I haven't seen if there's any difference in the show, but I do like that they have. It's not hidden. There's what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 stations now that are behind glass, so you can actually watch them when they're doing their thing. That I like. We got new mattresses. I didn't see anything wrong with the old mattresses. The new mattresses are actually a little bit high for me. I like the old ones better. Other than that, I don't see, Yeah, we lost half of the observation lounge. That sucks because the observation lounge is gorgeous. But I mean, it was huge. So you lose half of it, so that takes up some seating and the like. But I mean, there's food up there, and there's a bar up there, and they have entertainment up there. So I don't see that much really difference. Let's see, what else was there? There was nothing to the outside that I'm aware of. The only thing that I've found that I'm have an issue with the entire ship is the doors to the Cavern Club. If you're in a wheelchair or a scooter, those two doors are so heavy, I can't leverage them as big as I am. So I have to have somebody to get those doors for me to get in and out of the Cavern Club. Don't find that. I don't think there's any other doors on the ship like that. All the public restrooms are great. My room is fabulous. You know, the room we have here. This is a balcony. I'm not used to balconies. Balconies are still a little difficult in a wheelchair because there's always a little, almost like a ramp, a little hill at the door. So if you roll up to that and you can't keep on going and go through, like if you have to open the door, pull the curtains back or anything, if you can't keep going straight, you're going to go backwards. It's just a little clumsy for anybody, whether you're in a manual chair or an electric chair. It's not going out on the balconies. Just, while it can be done, it's not the easiest thing to do. And I normally don't take time to do that. You know, I'll stay busy doing other things. Let's see, what else was there? There was the main dining rooms are all the same. Cagney's, they took, for teppanyaki, they took Coco's out. That was the chocolatier. And they also did crepes. That's gone. And teppanyaki expanded. And then taking, Los Lobos out. I hated that. I really, really enjoyed Los Lobos. So other than that, it's not a whole lot to care about one way or the other, to be perfectly truthful. The new cabins, the new suites or whatever they are up there on the where they took half the observation lounge, they're not finished yet. So we haven't even seen those. But I mean, it's clearly blocked off. I mean, there's an ending to the observation deck now. But other than that, I was expecting a little more pizzazz. I was expecting a little more fanfare and difference, and it's not. It's just pretty much the same ship we came over on. They may have upgraded some carpets and some drapes and things, but it's not anything you really notice. And it's not anything that was really negative about it before. To me, the Bliss didn't look like an older ship. You know, it still looked plenty new. So, and I know they have to do those things, every periodically. The motors kind of things and the azopods and all that kind of issues, well, we don't know anything about that. But other than that, it's still, the Bliss is probably one of the most liked ships in the Norwegian fleet. The Joy seems to be extremely well liked. The Epic, people either love it or they hate it. I mean, that ship has the extremes. Very few people are like me that like it, but it's not my favorite ship, but it's not my least favorite ship either. But you got people like John, who the Epic's his baby. That's the ship he likes best of all the Norwegian ships. And Bliss and the Joy are probably, they're probably the two most popular. Maybe Encore's it's thrown in there too. They're all just roughly the same. Those seem to be the best, and I just don't see the changes as to mean much one way or the other. That's kind of a roundabout way to answer that, but I had to think my way through it. What's the temperature right now where you are? Chill on the balcony. Well, I haven't been outside today. Tom stuck his nose out a couple times. I think it's probably in the 50s, might have gotten to 60. It was kind of a yucky day starting off. Cloudy and kind of crappy. It was reasonably rough during the night last night. Seems to have smoothed out a lot today. But we haven't gotten really warm yet. Did they add anything for people who have disabilities, like for the pools and the hot tubs? Do they all have lifts? No, they do not all have lifts, but there are lifts. Like I was able to go up to the racetrack, which is the first ship I've been able to use the lifts. Now it's two different flights of stairs, two different lifts. So you have to get crew to do that. But I was able to go up there. I have not used the lift for any of the pools or hot tubs. It's too damn cold for me. Hot Air Tom goes to the spa almost every day. He's already said he's going to go tonight. And I'm just not a spa person. And I don't even know if they have lifts at the pool and hot tub and the spa. I didn't pay any attention when I was up there getting my haircut, because it's just that's not my, I have other things that I do on ships, and the spa is just not one of them. I'm still extremely big on the people that I'm around. This has been a great cruise for me, because not only am I with Tom, I'm with John. John's cousin is just lovely. First time I've met her, she lives up there in Crookston. Mary Ellen, I've sailed with a number of times. Mary Ellen has not been on the same schedule I've been on this week, so I haven't spent much time with her. Wendy, who's from down in North Carolina, I've only seen once. And then, of course, losing my phone in the middle of the cruise was kind of threw me for a loop as far as staying in contact with these folks. But Mary Ellen met us for breakfast this morning, and she's going to La Cucina with Hot Air Tom and me on Friday. I think it's Friday. Yeah, Friday. We've met a number of people. Of course, we met a number of people previously that sailed over and stayed to come back on this one, or did another cruise. A lot of them did a MSC cruise in the middle. And a lot of friends, met a lot of people on this one. So I don't mean this to sound arrogant, but I rarely go anywhere on the ship that somebody isn't hollering, "Hey, Chillie, how you doing?" Or "How was your show today?" Or, just a lot more for me on this ship than normal. Don't know why, but works out that way. I love the Epic too. Been on the Epic 4 times. It gets too much hate. Yes, it does. I also have Getaway Breakaway too. I've not done Getaway, but I have Breakaway. I like Breakaway a lot. I like most of the Norwegian ships, folks. I just like the line as a general rule. Now, there are things I like about other lines better. I mean, like, I still like Holland America's food better than anybody. I like Royal Caribbean's overall vibe. They've got more activities and more things to do, still have the decent food, they're a good mix. But Norwegian's right up there near the top, and I like the ships as a general rule. I even like the smaller ships, like the Sun and the Star and the Sky. I've had great cruises on those. I haven't done all of them. Maybe one day I'll get all of them in. Joanne's with us, says howdy. Bonnie says the thermal suite had a very nice wheelchair lift. There you go. I took pics of it, and the water in the thermal pool was delightful. Good, Bonnie. Maybe one day I'll make myself do that. Just to take advantage of it. I haven't so far. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Again, we'll have a regular show on Friday. And then hopefully all goes well with the travels. My Monday show will be back in studio from Forest, Virginia. Maybe shoveling snow. Who knows? All right, that's going to wrap it up for today, folks. Got another busy afternoon and a busy evening. A lot going on. So, all right, thanks for being with us. By all means, don't forget to hit those thumbs up. That helps us out a lot. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. That helps us out a bunch. And we need to get to 70,000 people by next Tuesday. That would be nice. So, all right, guys, thanks for being here. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas like a bunch of us have done on this ship, and it's great. You guys have a fabulous day. I'll see everybody back here on Friday. I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.